I know it's been a while, but we ball. First tip, you have to not look at the one arm handstand as if it is this super crazy beast. Okay, look, it's just a regular handstand, just on one fucking arm. Most tutorials, they overcomplicate the shit out of it, or they're not even in English. I'm going to help with that. One arm handstand, you need to be strong as shit. So the first tip, get brutally strong. Like, you should be able to crank out 10 handstand push-ups no problem. Your like regular one arm like assisted hold on the wall, that should be at least for like a minute if you really want to get into like the one arm handstand. And I'm talking like on the wall, hand on the wall. You're literally just doing this for a minute straight and you're good. If you cannot do that, that's the first thing you should work on. So before your workouts, get on the one arm handstand, get on the wall, then slowly add some assistance and just hold it for like a minute straight, or try to adjust, 20 seconds, but eventually your goal is to get that minute mark. The reason why, even though you're not even going to be able to hold a handstand for like 5 seconds, and what's the point of having the minute? The reason is because you need to be so brutally, like, it's almost retarded on how strong you need to be, because when you don't get fatigued, when you get in the air, it's gonna be like almost weighted. The load is gonna be so much more. The wall is just a simulation of how it feels to balance on one arm or hold yourself on one arm. You have to actually balance it, completely different ball game. So being extra strong makes the balancing aspect a lot easier. Number two, focus extra on scapular elevation. That is the number one reason why people cannot go to the other arm. Okay, when people are doing or transitioning from one side, you cannot just do that. You have to be able to stack and slowly lift off. Because if your like shoulders are down on the handstand, that's just a horrible base to go on. So you really need just like, again, brutal strength, but you really need to focus, not just being strong, just like, okay, I can hold this, but your shoulder is to the ear where it's like, it's straight. And that provides the base, that extra scapular elevation, that provides the base to where you can lean and hold yourself on there. So scapular elevation is number two. Number three, it would have to be, you can't train it so hard. Like, the reason why the one arm handstand is so hard to train is because, one, it's so damn physically taxing. Now I don't know why most YouTubers say it's not physically taxing. If I'm holding a barbell up with my body weight and I'm holding it for sets, that's goddamn strength training. It is physically taxing. So be aware of how physically fatiguing it is, and also do not train it with other power moves. Like, I trained one arm pull-ups with one arm handstands, and my elbows was cooked. So don't do that. But what you really want to focus on is ensuring that you're getting the proper amount of practice. And when you're feeling tired, like the sets are going down in quality, just stop. Just stop and move on to strength training. Next thing, I'm kind of gonna ramble and bumble them together, but I'm gonna call it 5 tips anyways. You don't want to rush going into the one arm. I see a lot of people, what they'll do is that they'll just be like, just jump into the handstand, just try to lean and pull the hand off. You can't. You really have to let it happen naturally and just slowly lean, and experiment with different hand positions. Sometimes the front facing is not good. Sometimes the pronate ain't good. Sometimes you might need to twist it in. Sometimes you might need to twist it out. Depends, and you should really experiment with that. You also need practice, and be super patient, because it takes so much extra time to control where your arm's supposed to move. What are you going to do with your hips? How do you stop rotating? All of these are stuff that your body's going to naturally get better at, but it takes time. So that's basically most of the tips that I could come up with. The one arm handstand is really not that complicated. Just lean on one arm. And if you can't do it, it's probably because you're not strong enough. If you are more than strong enough, then the balancing aspect, how to actually balance, you really should just focus on doing the straddle technique first with your legs spread apart. Then you could try some attempts where your legs are together. But you really need that extra strength and scapular elevation. Because once you can do that, you could just literally lean everything on the one arm and just balance it like the regular one arm hands, or like the regular handstand, just pressing forward and adjusting your body. It just takes time because the one hand has to maneuver so many extra body parts that are not supported by another hand. So really, it's not that complicated. Just get even more crazy anime level strong and you will be able to get the one arm handstand.